Check it. Okay, I'm riding through the city. I got all my bitches with me and we all so fucking pretty.
Hi, my name's Carissa. I'm the creator of Crystal Clear by Carissa, a lifestyle brand for skincare, wellness, and style. And today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about Accutane and my experience with Accutane and what to know before you start your journey with Accutane, and also maybe talk a little bit about my acne and the specific type of acne I have and what I'm diagnosed with, so maybe I could help some other people who are experiencing something similar. So believe it or not, about 8 months ago, I had 100% perfectly clear skin. Very hard to believe, I know. I'll link some pictures in this video to what my skin used to look like before all of this, and I'll put some pictures up from 2 weeks ago before I did start Accutane, because there actually has been a little bit of a difference in those 2 weeks. So I just wanted to show you up close what I'm dealing with. I've been dealing with this for 8 months now, and it all started when I started having some health issues. In the beginning, I noticed that I was getting rashes all over my body. My face was perfectly clear, but I started getting rashes on my back and my chest. And then I went to the dermatologist. We did a skin test and they found out that I was allergic to over 30 things, which I don't really think I'm allergic to. I think my skin was just sensitized from years of using one product after the other, not waiting the right amount, using really harsh chemicals on my skin. After that, I was also getting hot flashes, and I went to an endocrinologist and they told me that I had early menopause, so hormones and skin don't mix. Anyways, then I also had horrible stomach aches and could only eat about 4 different foods without intense stomach pain, like bland vegetables, and it took me a really long time to get my diet right, and I think I finally have. But also, I was on antibiotics since I was 13. In middle school, I didn't have bad acne. You know, I was just going through puberty. And so they put me on antibiotics. And from then on out, I've been on it until this year. When I started having all these problems, the first thing I did was get off the antibiotics, because I think that absolutely destroyed my stomach flora. And you know, the stomach and the skin and hormones are all connected. And if you don't have a healthy body, the skin is the outlet that your body uses to get rid of toxins and anything bad. So I could tell by the state of my skin, the state of my inside. The type of acne I have is a combination of folliculitis and whitehead acne. I used to get cysts, and then I started learning about skincare, started learning about ingredients, started taking really good care of my skin, started being very careful about what I put on my skin, and it cleared up. And then a couple months later, this happened. I have folliculitis, and that is where an ingrown hair gets trapped in a pore. So anytime my pores get inflamed or irritated, the hair gets trapped under the skin, and that makes it so no oxygen or air can get to it. And on top of that, there's a whitehead. So if you would pop one of these, the white stuff would come out, but then there would be a huge bump with the ingrown hair left. I'm 2 weeks exactly into the Accutane. I'm taking 40 milligrams a day, but I wanted to talk to you guys about some stuff I wish I knew before I started Accutane. I am a type A person. I'm organized and I like to know everything I can, all the information before I do anything. So starting Accutane, a really severe, harsh drug, was no different. So I did tons of research. I researched products, and I am going to make another video about, all the products I'm using and my journey through those 2 weeks. But right now, I just want to talk about before you even start Accutane. So when you decide that nothing else has worked, you tried all the skincare creams, chemical peels, all the treatments, you go to the dermatologist and say, hey, nothing's working. I want to go on Accutane. They'll have to make sure, you've tried all the prescription creams like retinol, which is vitamin A and turns your skin over a lot faster. And also they want to make sure that you've tried antibiotics and that hasn't worked for you either. You actually have to wait a month between your first visit saying, hey, I want Accutane, and then your visit where you actually are able to receive the Accutane. So the reason for that for women is because there is an organization called iPledge, which is controlled by the FDA, and they want to make sure that you're well aware of all the harsh side effects of Accutane and that you understand that you absolutely cannot get pregnant. It causes major birth defects. So basically, when you go there and you tell them you want to start Accutane, they give you a bunch of paperwork. They give you an iPledge username, and then later in the mail you get a PIN number and you have to register as a user. You have to take a pregnancy test, and on the day that you are going to receive the Accutane, you have to take another pregnancy test. And also on the first visit, right after, you have to do some blood work for your liver, because the way that Accutane works is it shuts down oil production in your liver. Oil in your pores definitely contributes to acne when it's not appropriately controlled. When your acid mantle is intact, it basically protects you from the outside world. So chemicals, pollutants, irritants, any toxins. And your acid mantle is made up of sebum, which is made up of oil. It keeps dirt out. And so a normal person, when they have a healthy acid mantle, it helps their skin. But for people with acne like me, my acid mantle is clearly not working correctly, and so the oil is clogging my pores. That's why you get so dry on Accutane, because it's stopping the oil production in your liver. And that's something that's really serious, so you have to get tested during your treatment to make sure that your body is handling the drug okay. You're on your last visit to the dermatologist a month later, and they have to okay you as a patient, and then you take your pregnancy test, and before you can pick up your medication at the pharmacy, you have to answer a couple questions on iPledge.com in your account. And it's really easy questions. It's stuff that's in the packet the dermatologist gives you. It's stuff like, would you share your Accutane with your neighbor? And you write no. It talks a lot about the birth defects. So before you can even pick it up at a pharmacy, you have to do that. I know there's many different brand names, but this is the one that I have. I take 2 20-milligram pills a day. This one's brown. I'm going to show you it up close just so you know. It's not too big of a pill, so if you're worried about swallowing it, don't be. The one thing that I was really nervous about before getting my Accutane was with my sensitive stomach and some of the food allergies I have. Some of the ingredients in the Accutane pill are peanut oil, soy, and dye. They're just fillers. It's not the actual medication, so to me it makes no sense why you would want to put something like that in a pill, especially when there's so many people out there with peanut allergies and soy allergies, and dyes are just not good for you. It's been proven that, these additives are just not healthy. So I tried to get my prescription made at a compounding pharmacy where I get all my other prescriptions made there, where they take out any harmful fillers. But since the FDA so closely regulates the medication, I couldn't do that. The last thing that I kind of wanted to say today is that also the dermatologist determines your dose of Accutane by your weight. So anyways, thank you for watching today. Follow along for my next video where I'm going to talk about some of the symptoms that I'm experiencing and what I'm doing, some tips and tricks that I'm doing to alleviate them. Thank you.